परत एकदा सेम क्वेश्चन. सेम क्वेश्चन. काय दिलेलं होतं आपल्याला? काय दिलेलं होतं? ओनली धिस अँगल वॉज गिवन टू यू 30 डिग्री. ओनली धिस अँगल. So therefore this angle is alternate angle because opposite sides of a quadrilateral, rectangle are parallel. It is given that it is a rectangle. This is 30, therefore this is also 30. This will be total 60. Therefore remaining will be 120 because sum of all the angles in a triangle is 180. So if this is 120, this will also be 120. Opposite angles. If this is 30, this will also be 30. Alternate angles. Alternating angles or alternate angles. Obviously this will be this was also 30. Any property, तुम्ही कोणतीही property use करू शकता. Sum of all the angles in a triangle is 180. In case of a rectangle, these two angles will be same, or you can say base angles are equal, or you can use a property of this angle will be 70 degree. The property will be the linear pair or angle in a straight line. कोणतीही प्रॉपर्टी चालेल. कोणतीही प्रॉपर्टी. अल्टरनेट अँगलची चालेल, बेस अँगल्स आर इक्वल ती चालेल, लिनियर पेअर चालेल, and angle, each angle of a rectangle is 90 degree. याच्यातले कोणतीही प्रॉपर्टी चालेल. त्याच्यावरून तुम्हाला ते सगळे दोन्ही क्वेश्चन्स सॉल्व करता येतील. दोन्ही क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करता येतील. ओके. हे सगळं हे सोल्युशन मी तुम्हाला पाठवणार आहे. चला, ज्याला कोणाला हा क्वेश्चन नाही समजला त्यांना चॅट बॉक्स मध्ये पाठवा. चॅट बॉक्स मध्ये पाठवा. आर्यन, तुझी बुक्स आज पाठवली जाणार आहेत बाळा. तुमच्याकडनं ज्या बसचं नाव दिलं होतं त्या बस इकडे परत आलेलीच नाही, म्हणून आज पाठवले जाणार आहे. समजलं का? चला लवकर पाठवा. ज्यांना समजलं त्यांनी वाय म्हणून पाठवा. लवकर लवकर. नुसतं वाय पाठवा. ज्याला नाही समजलं त्याने एन पाठवा. एकच वाय पाठवायचा पण हा. वाय किंवा एन. फक्त लवकर लवकर करा. Okay. Now we'll go to next question. Question number 2. What we have to do? Draw a quadrilateral whose diagonals have equal lengths of 8 centimeter that bisect each other. Okay. They bisect each other and intersect at an angle of, first is 30 degree. पहिल्या केस मध्ये दोघं एकमेकाला 30 डिग्री म्हणजे ऑब्वियसली छोटा अँगल असला पाहिजे. दोन्हीही क्वाड्रिलॅटरलची लेंथ किती आहे? सॉरी, डायगोनलची लेंथ किती आहे? Length of the diagonal is 8 centimeter. Length of the diagonal is 8 centimeter. therefore this length, which is 8 centimeter, each one will be 4. We also know that in case of a rectangle, diagonals are of equal length. So therefore this will also be, so each one will be 4. Okay, so what we have to do, draw a quadrilateral whose diagonals have equal lengths of 8 centimeter that bisect each other. So draw the diagonals, each one of both of them should be of 8 centimeter, and the angle, the acute angle between them should be 30 degree. 30 degree will be the acute angle. म्हणजे इथे सुद्धा तुम्हाला बाकीचे अँगल काढता येतील. This whole will be 150. विचारलेलं नाही, but you can still find. This will be 30. This will be 30 degree. Obviously, the sum of these two will be 150. That means each one will be 75 degree. 75 degree. Here also each one will be 75 degree. Sagla properties, alternate angle, vertical opposite angle. This will also be 150. Therefore, this will be this 150, 150, 150, 150. Therefore, remaining will be 30. Therefore, each one will be 15. This together will be 30. So this each one will be 15 degree. 15 degree. Second case मध्ये काय आहे? One angle is given 40 degree. Length of the diagonals is 4, 4, 4. Length of the diagonal is 8. Therefore, all these sides, AM is equal to MB is also equal to DM is equal to MC, and each one will be 4. Each one will be 4. So that angle is 40 degree. That is given to you. Second case is the angle between the two is 90 degree. Angle between the two is 90 degree. Angle between the two diagonals is 90 degree each. So this side, that will be 4. This will be 4. Okay. So this is 4. This is 4. Here, if you want, Pythagoras theorem तुम्हाला सध्या नाहीये. So you need not do that. Otherwise, ही side पण काढणं शक्य आहे. In fact, that will be 4√2 Pythagoras theorem. This square plus this square. आता सध्या जाऊ नका त्याच्यामध्ये. Then next angle is 140 degree. 140 means it is more than 90 degree. So it is an obtuse angle. See, 30 degree, 40 degree. 30 degree आणि 40 degree हे acute angle होते. नंतर दोन diagonal मध्ये जो angle आहे तो 90 degree आहे. That means they are at right angle. आणि third case आहे, the angle between the two is 140 degree. The angle between the two. So first draw the two diagonals and angle between them. One of the angles should be 140 degree. One of the angle. With the help of the protractor only you have to take this. Length should be same. Length should be same. Okay. Remaining angles विचारलं नसेल तरी सुद्धा तुम्ही काढा. तुम्ही ते काढा. जरी विचारलं नसेल तरी सुद्धा तुम्ही ते काढा. Draw it. I mean measure them. किंवा calculate them. Measure करायची गरज नाही. Calculate करता येतील आता. Okay. So that was third question. Now we have the next, that was second question. Now we have a third question. Consider a circle with center O. Center of the circle is O. Line segments PL, line segments PL and AM are two perpendicular diameters of a circle. What is this figure? APML. काय माहिती आपल्याला? What is given? The two diagonals, they are perpendicular to each other. They are perpendicular to each other. Remember, in this case, in case of a circle, the radii are equal. The radii are equal. म्हणजेच OA is equal to OM. OP is equal to OL. And that is why if you calculate AM will be 2R. AM will be 2R. Similarly, PL will also be 2R. That means the two diagonals are of equal length. The two diagonals are of equal length as well as they are perpendicular to each other. This is the special property of a square in which diagonals are of equal length as well as perpendicular to each other. Therefore, APML will be a square. APML will be a square. परत एकदा प्रॉपर्टी ज्या सगळ्या दिलेल्या आहेत मी तुम्हाला मागच्या लेक्चर मध्ये थोडं रिवाइज करावं लागेल. I have given you the properties. त्या प्रॉपर्टी एकदा रिवाइज करा. Then question number 4. Okay, we have seen how to get 90 degree using paper folding. Now suppose we do not have any paper but two sticks of equal length and a thread. How do you make an exact 90 degree angle using these? What do we have? You have two sticks whose lengths are equal. We are having two sticks whose lengths are equal. Okay, so let us consider this length AB, which is of one stick. Okay, let AB and CD be the two sticks. We can take any length. Now here we are taking 6 centimeter. So this is 6 centimeter and this is also 6 centimeter. Okay. Now we will mark the midpoint of these two. Mark the midpoint of these two. Mark the midpoint of the sticks using a ruler. Now what we have to do? Fix the screw to the sticks at the midpoint. Here you have to fix the screw. Fix a screw to the sticks at their midpoints. And then using thread, measure the distance AD. Use a thread and measure this distance AD. Measure the distances AD as well as AD as well as BD. So AD is one thread, length of a thread, one length of a thread, and BD is another length of the thread. And now keep on moving the sticks about the screw so that distance AD, we want to move the sticks now in such a way that distance AD and this BD should be equal. Why? Because only in case of a square, फक्त स्क्वेअर मध्ये म्हणजे डायगोनल्स काय असतात, इक्वल आणि परपेंडिक्युलर असतात. म्हणून त्याच्या इतर ऑल द साइड्स ऑफ द स्क्वेअर आर इक्वल. All the sides of the square are equal. Whatever is the length of AD should be the length of BD. तो थ्रेड इथे आपण स्क्रू फिक्स केलेला आहे at M. So keep on moving the sticks about the screw so that the distances AD and BD are equal. Now in this position, fix the sticks by tightening the screw. The new position of the sticks are shown here. So AD is equal to BD. And now fix this screw, tighten the screw. The new position of the sticks are shown in the figure. Tie pieces of thread along AD and BD. Tie them. And obviously now you know that these two sides are equal. These two sides are equal. Then now consider the two triangles. Consider the triangle AMD and BMD. These two triangles will be congruent. Why? Because we know AM is equal to BM or MB. Okay. As well as what do we know? We know now AD is also equal to BD and this side MD is common. MD is common. Therefore, two triangles are congruent. Two triangles are congruent, and therefore, this each angle will become 90 degree. Each angle will become 90 degree. Why? Because the angles, corresponding angles will also be equal. This angle will be equal to this angle. The total sum will be 180 degree. Therefore, each one will be 90 degree. Each one will be 90 degree. Okay, and therefore, the angle between the sticks will be 90 degree. angle between the sticks will be 90 degree. We just show that the two triangles are congruent, but that is possible when we have when the two sides AD and BD will be equal. The two sides AD and BD will be equal. Okay. Next question. We saw that one of the properties of a rectangle is that its opposite sides are parallel. In case of a rectangle, opposite sides are parallel. Can this be chosen as a definition of a rectangle? In other words, is every quadrilateral that has opposite sides parallel and equal a rectangle? No. Why? Why? Because we know in case of a parallelogram, the opposite sides are equal and parallel. Opposite sides are equal and parallel, but each angle is, this is parallel to this as well as equal. This is parallel to this as well as equal, but each angle is not 90 degree. Each angle is not 90 degree. Okay, a rectangle cannot be defined as a quadrilateral with equal and parallel opposite sides because each angle will not be a 90 degree. That is a third requirement for a quadrilateral. For a quadrilateral to be a rectangle. In case of a rectangle, opposite sides are parallel and equal, as well as each, we know this. Sorry, एक second. You know, in case of a rectangle, opposite sides they are equal as well as parallel. Parallel as well as equal. But each angle is 90 degree. This is missing. Third property is missing. This third property is missing. Okay. Then angles in a quadrilateral. Next question. Exercise 4.2. Find the remaining angles in the following quadrilaterals. काय दिलेलं आहे? What is given? These sides are equal and parallel. So it is a parallelogram. You should know the properties of parallelogram. opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. So therefore this will be 40 degree. And adjacent angles are supplementary. Adjacent angles are supplementary. Sum is 180. If this is 40, then this will be 140 degree. So therefore, this will also be 140 degree opposite angle. Here, this will be 110. Therefore, this will be 70. Therefore, this will also be 70. Okay. They will be 70. Now, in this case, only this angle is given to you 30 degree. How about this angle? How about this angle? Parallel. Therefore, this will be 30 degree. Alternate angle property. Alternate angle property. Alternate angle property. But it is given that these two are equal. Therefore, this angle will also be 30 degree. These two sides are equal. Therefore, it will be an isosceles triangle. If this is 30, this is 30. Total is 60. Therefore, this is 120. Sum of all the angles in a triangle. Obviously, this will also be 30. If this is 120, this will also be 120. This will also be 120. Then, if this is 20, this will be 20. This will also be 20. Base angles of an isosceles triangle. So sum of these two is 40. Total is 180. Therefore, this is 140. This will also be 140. This will be 20. So whole will be 40. This whole will be 40. Solution I have already given here. Just go through that. Go through that. Okay. Go through that. सगळे जे अँगल्स आहेत त्याप्रमाणे डू देम. फोर्स ऑल्सो मी केलाय तुमच्यासाठी. ते जरी म्हणत असेल ट्राय युअर सेल्फ, बट आय हॅव गिवन यू. Next, using the diagonal properties, construct a parallelogram. Using diagonal properties, construct a parallelogram. Construct a parallelogram whose diagonals are of 7 centimeter and 5 centimeter, and these two are intersecting. What do we know? In case of a parallelogram, diagonals are not of equal length. Diagonals are not of equal length. एक डायगोनल किती है? 7 सेंटीमीटर. दूसरा डायगोनल 5 सेंटीमीटर. But what is the property of the diagonal? They bisect each other. They bisect each other. म्हणजेच this OA and OB each will be 3.5 centimeter. Each will be 3.5 centimeter. Then OC and OD each will be 2.5 centimeter. Total is 5 centimeter. and the two diagonals, it is given to you that they are intersecting at 140 degrees at 140 degree. फिजिक्स म्हटलं की सेंटीग्रेड पर्यंत जातेच. सो ईच अँगल, मग त्यांनी काय विचारलं त्याच्यामध्ये, and intersecting at 140 degree. तुम्हाला याच्यावरनं ते ड्रॉ करता येईल. Draw the angle at O. At O, the angle should be 140 degree. आणि मग त्यांच्या ज्या लेंथ आहेत 2.5 सेंटीमीटर, 3.5 सेंटीमीटर, 2.5 सेंटीमीटर and 3.5 centimeter. Next, using the diagonal properties, construct a rhombus whose diagonals are of lengths 4 centimeter and 5 centimeter. What are the properties? In case of rhombus, all four sides are equal. त्या सगळ्या क्वाड्रिलॅटरलच्या प्रॉपर्टी एकदा परत प्लीज आज लिहून काढा. All the sides of a rhombus are equal. And what is special? In case of a rhombus, diagonals are of unequal length, but they bisect each other at 90 degree. They bisect each other at 90 degree. That means this will be equal to this, and this length will be equal to this. It is given to you that one diagonal is 5 centimeter. Therefore, this part will be 2.5 centimeter. This will be 2.5 centimeter. Other diagonal is 4. Other diagonal is 4. Therefore, this will be 2 centimeter. This will be 2 centimeter. But then the angle between the two should be 90 degree. That's the property of a rhombus. That is the property of a rhombus, that the diagonals will bisect each other at 90 degree. This length and this length, they are not equal. They are not equal because diagonals, they are not equal. Diagonals are not of equal length. They are not of equal length. Okay? Is that okay? चला पाठवा. ज्यांना नाही समजलं त्यांनी n पाठवा. ज्यांना समजलं त्यांनी y पाठवा. फक्त एकदा सगळ्या प्रॉपर्टी परत मुद्दामून वाचून घ्या बेटा. काइट आणि ट्रॅपेझियम, त्यानंतर प्लेइंग विथ क्वाड्रिलॅटरल्स लाईक काइट आणि ट्रॅपेझियम. पण त्याच्या अगोदर here in this case, find all the sides and the angles of a quadrilateral obtained by joining two equilateral triangles with side 4 centimeter. Here 4 centimeter, each one 4 centimeter, each one 4 centimeter. This is also 4 centimeter, 4 centimeter. Each one is 4 centimeter. Therefore, this total will be 120 degree. Why? Because it is an equilateral triangle. Each angle was 60 degree. This is also 120 degree. Then this is equal to this. Now what is happening? Now what is happening? Opposite angles are equal. Opposite angles are equal. Then all the sides are becoming equal. All the sides are becoming equal, as well as opposite sides are parallel. So what is this property? Opposite sides are parallel and equal. And in fact, here all the sides are equal. Therefore, what will be this type of quadrilateral? It will be a rhombus. It will be a rhombus. Find all the sides of angles of a quadrilateral obtained by joining two equilateral triangles with sides 4 centimeter. Now construct a kite. What are the properties of kite? What are the properties of a kite? This side is equal to this side, and this side is equal to this side. Diagonals bisect each other at 90 degree. Diagonals, they are perpendicular. They are not bisecting. I'm sorry. Diagonals are not bisecting. Only one diagonal is bisected. Only one diagonal is bisected. In case of a kite, this is not equal to this. In case of a kite, only one diagonal is bisected. You can say the smaller diagonal is bisected. Smaller diagonal is bisected. Okay. Next question. So here diagonals are given to you. Then find the remaining angles in the following trapezium. Trapezium's property. What is the property? One pair is parallel. One pair is parallel. Obviously, if this angle, if this is 105, if this is 105, this will form a linear pair. This will form a linear pair 105. So total, that is also known as interior angles. Interior angles are supplementary. Interior angles are supplementary. Therefore, this will be 75 degree. Supplementary means 180. Similarly, if this is 135, if this is 135, then this will be 45 degree. This will be 45 degree. Now for this trapezium, these two are parallel. Again, this angle and this angle, they will be again interior angles. So if this is 100 degree, this will be 80 degree. That will be 80 degree. Okay. Then how about this? This will also be 80 degree, because here it is given that this is isosceles trapezium. This is isosceles trapezium. It is given to you. Therefore, how much will be this? How much will be this? That will also be 80 degree. Just calculate that. Just a minute, just a minute. Sorry. So this will also be, this will be 100. This will be 100, not 80. In fact, this and this, they will be interior angles. They will be interior angles. I'm sorry. They will be interior angles. Just go through that. Okay. Next question is, draw a Venn diagram showing the set of parallelograms, kites, rhombus, rectangles, and square. Then answer following questions. So what do we know? What do we know? Every rectangle is a parallelogram. Why? Opposite sides are equal and parallel. Opposite sides are parallel and equal. Then every square is a rectangle. Every square is a rhombus. Every rhombus is a kite. Every rhombus is a kite. So when we want to show the diagram, so the set of rhombus, what is common to both? So rhombus is both a kite and a parallelogram. In case of a kite, we have only one pair equal. In rhombus, all the pairs are equal. In rhombus, opposite sides are parallel also, means every rhombus is kite as well as parallelogram. Is means whenever we are talking about the set of kites, when we are talking about this set of kites, then every rhombus is a kite. We know that every rhombus is a kite. That is one thing. Now when we are talking about set of parallelograms, this is set of parallelogram. This is the set of parallelograms. This was the set of kite. This everything. Kite. But what we know, every square, look at this. Every square as well as rhombus. Every square and rhombus is a parallelogram. Every square and every rhombus is a parallelogram, as well as every rhombus is a kite. Okay, as well as in case of a parallelogram, every rectangle is also a parallelogram. Every rectangle is a parallelogram. So when you are thinking of a kite, every rhombus is, see, in case of kite and parallelogram, kite and parallelogram, they also have common. So that common part is this parallelogram and kite. That is rhombus. Okay. Now, when we are talking about a rectangle and parallelogram, we know that both, that is, there can be no quadrilateral that is both kite and rectangle. Every rectangle is not a kite. Because in case of a kite, only one diagonal is bisected. Only one diagonal. So there can be no quadrilateral that is both a kite and a rectangle. So there is no common portion of the set of kites and the set of rectangles. Rectangle आणि kite मध्ये काहीही कॉमन नाहीये. तसंच every kite is not a rhombus. Every kite is not a rhombus. म्हणजे जे सगळेच काइट नाहीत, काही जे पण रॉम्बस इज अ काइट. काही करू नका जायची किंवा म्हणजे सोल्युशन पाठवून देतो. घाई झाली मला ना जायची. 1 तास नाही 2 तास जरी लागले तर काय हरकत आहे बाळा, संपू देत ना. माझी इच्छा आहे करायची, नाहीतर उद्या क्लास ठेवूया. गेले सुद्धा कितीतरी गेलेत, अर्ध्यापेक्षा जास्त गेलेत. काय राहावं. ठीक आहे, विल कंटिन्यू टुमॉरो. उद्या सेम टाइम ठेवू. चलो, थँक्यू. मला असं वाटलं होतं आज कंप्लीट करा. परत कोणीतरी नंतर व्हॉट्सअप करेल, नाही समजलं की काय ना काहीतरी पाठवते. विल कंटिन्यू टुमॉरो. किंवा जमलं तर आज संध्याकाळी, नाही संध्याकाळी आज नाही होणार. ठीक आहे, 1-2 मिनिटं थांबा.